Yeah, you'd love to see it. You might be seeing him come back in August, but next up we got Rivera versus Locigno.
Moving on to the next fight, Anthony. Anthony Rivera versus Phil Bambino Locigno. Another fight between unvictored fighters looking to crack the goose egg in the win column. Anthony Rivera sitting at 0-3, coming to us from TNT MMA.
Check 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
After speaking with him, he spent a lot of time kind of training individually for this fight. Someone who's been training a long time.
Okay.
And who was on the wrong end of his last outing against Joe Poirier, who was title challenger, young hot prospect. And he took this fight against someone who just coming off a title fight, gets guillotined in a minute in one of the most viral finishes we've ever had here, and immediately wants to turn around and fight again. So jumping up a weight class, 144 pounds, didn't have to cut too much weight, but looking to make that speed advantage turn into his favor tonight against Phil Locigno, who is also 0-2 in his career, looking to get that first win. Two hungry, dogged competitors looking to get that first taste of victory.
The first thing you think with that clip is like how ridiculously strong Poirier is, but how tough Rivera must be to be practically suplexed in an MMA fight and be effectively not bothered by it.
Yeah, it was one of the most crazy guillotine finishes I've seen, and it didn't deter him at all. He's excited. I chatted with him this morning over a cup of coffee, and he's someone who is thrilled to make his return here, excited he was able to eat a little bit more, didn't have to cut much weight for this. And like he said, he's looking to use a speed advantage in this fight in the striking department.
Yeah, Anthony Rivera looks absolutely great, very ready for this. That guillotine escape was one of the craziest things I've seen come out of Cage Titans. And, you know, even though he was on the losing end of that, when you see guys do original things like that, these high-level, exciting things, you know, it's weird to say, but he looked great losing out there. You know, you don't see people go for escapes like that. It was very ballsy, very entertaining. Very energetic fighter. I'm very excited to watch him go for it again against Phil Locigno, about to make his walkout.
Phil's an animal too. I love a lot of things about him.
Yeah, another fighter who has yet to taste victory in this cage, but man, have his two fights against Danny Wahlberg and Jake Kasky been fight of the night appearances both times. This is a man with no quit in him. He's going to hit you with everything he has, and you got to hit him with a sledgehammer to put him away. Tough as they make him on the ground, gritty transitions, never say die attitude. My paisano brother, Phil Bambino Locigno, said he's got raviolis for me after the fight.
Lucky.
But yeah, listen, this is a fight between two young men that I respect dearly. Like I said, I was able to catch up with Anthony Rivera this morning. Know how thrilled he is for this, and Bambino is someone who it's hard-pressed to find someone as excited to fight as him over his past 3 fights. And even though he's on a 2-fight skid, this is no different. Thrilled to go in there and compete.
Anyone who saw those last 2 fights Locigno had would say that he is an incredible high-level fighter too. He just found himself in 2 of his first matches against very high-level game local guys as well. But both of those fights were very high-level. It was back and forth, both of them, and he looked great all the way to the end.
It's really hard.
Yeah, Locigno, I expect to see fireworks from him tonight. The guys look absolutely fascinating in his last two outings. Excuse me.
Love the matchup. Once I saw it made on paper, I knew it. Just like we were talking about earlier, what fights we're excited for on the main card. This is the fight that I'm circling on the undercard. It's stacked with amateur title fights, but this is one that, on paper, you see an 0-3 and an 0-2 guy going against each other. This is one of those fights where anything can happen. Both of these guys are very experienced, very talented, very technical, and you could see an absolute barn burner for the ages between these two.
Yeah, and you know, it says something about these 2 fighters as well, to be 2 amateurs coming off of losses and willing to go out against such high-level people. Both of these guys are very, high-level opponents. They're not out here chasing an easy win. They're out here trying to learn about themselves as warriors. Here's our tail of the tape. We got a little bit of an age gap between Rivera and Zino. Rivera coming in at 39, and he's got the reach advantage at 73 inches. It's going to be a 5-inch reach advantage for him tonight. The ring announcer Andy coming in. He's about to take it away.
That's a large reach advantage.
For the weight class, it's very large. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the next fight of the evening. An amateur mixed martial arts contest taking place at the featherweight division, scheduled for 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Introducing to you first, standing in the red corner, with an amateur mixed martial arts record of 0-3. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 144 pounds. From Leominster, Massachusetts, he's representing TNT MMA. Let's hear it for Anthony Ninja Star Rivera. And now, introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, holding an amateur mixed martial arts record of 0-2. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 145 pounds. From East Boston, Massachusetts, he's representing Sit Your Tongue. Make some noise for Phil Bambino Locigno. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Rita.
All right, folks, don't take your eyes off the screen. These boys look ready to bang right now. Here we go.
Wow, a kick early might have caused a trip up.
It was a big body kick, but he ended up on the ground after it.
Locigno on top. He's shown some serious ground and pound in the past.
Let's see if Rivera can get up here. He's got the cage behind him, and he's got the underhook.
He's got to post up on that right hand and try to wall walk up. But good job with the pressure from Phil Locigno. It looks like he's really biting down on that overhook to keep him there. But no, good job by Rivera using it to stand.
Going for a chokehold here.
The guillotine.
It's a modified guillotine there.
It's a weird angle, but it looks very tight from over
here. It looks
here.
tight, but it looks like he's perpendicular enough where it might not close the arteries enough to put him out. But it's certainly uncomfortable.
It looks like it's sliding out here.
Here we go, yeah. He was on the wrong side to really clamp that guillotine in.
He just locked that arm down. Sino's got his arm locked in.
Inside the half guard.
Yeah, it was like Rivera was going for a deep half position. Locigno sat on it. Risky move in an MMA fight, going for the deep half where you shoot your arm under your opponent's leg in half guard to
He's
try
going for it all over again here.
Yeah, see how that knee is just posted right there? These punches don't have a lot on them, but they add up.
They add up, and if you can't answer, if you don't have an answer for this, the ref will stop the fight.
Gotta be careful with that neck again.
Oh,
That's a much deeper bite.
Very deep.
And now he's got that arm over, so he's stepping over with a much deeper guillotine here. There's
Rivera's
the tap.
tapping. Sino gets a W here.
Phil Locigno, he's been in some barn burners, but makes easy work on this one. Gets the top position and has to make a couple of adjustments. You know, he was very patient with his execution of that attack. He waited for the most opportune time to get his hips in the right position to put the most pressure he could on the carotid arteries with that guillotine. He had a bite on it earlier, but didn't quite have his body positioned enough. Was very wise in letting it go, waiting for a better opportunity, and when one came, capitalized perfectly.
Absolutely. Great. Just like tenacious or relentless, really, on that attack.
Yeah, he was patient with his top pressure. You could see Rivera slowly starting to slip away. I mean, Cino was attacking with many submission attempts, and you can only stay down there and get attacked so much. It just drains you out. That's why I think that first choke attempt, even though the angle was weird, it looked tight because Rivera had put out so much gas already.
He's just so tough, that guy.
Here we go with Andy with the
refusal
official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the noise going for these two. Referee Steve Rita has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 51 seconds of round number 1, giving you your winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Phil Bambino Locigno.